I was minding my business. I want to start with that because by the time I finish this story, you will want to blame me. I was not involved. I was in my room, lying down, doing absolutely nothing, contributing nothing to anybody's problem, eating my Gary in peace like a man who has made good decisions in life. Then the compound happened. You need to understand the kind of compound this is before I continue. 17 rooms. 1 corridor. 1 bathroom that we share like it is a community project. 1 kitchen that 3 women use simultaneously every morning like they planned it that way, which they did not. 1 tap outside that gives water sometimes and gives excuses other times. And 1 landlord, a Haji, who lives far away in a corridor and only appears on the 1st of every month like a spirit that is summoned specifically by rent. The rest of the time, we govern ourselves. And when Lagos people govern themselves in a shared compound with thin walls and 1 corridor, what you get is not governance. What you get is theater. Free, daily, unscripted theater. It started, as everything on this street starts, with water. Specifically, it started with Mama Rafiu's bucket. Mama Rafiu has a yellow bucket. Big, yellow, faded around the edges, with a crack near the handle that she has repaired twice with black tape. That bucket has been in this compound longer than some of the tenants. It has history. It has survived 3 rent increases, 2 floods, and 1 incident we do not speak about involving Boba Okoro's cat. That bucket went missing on a Tuesday. Now a missing bucket in a normal environment would be a small matter. You look around. You find it. You carry water. Life continues. This is not a normal environment. This is a face me I face you in Lagos where 17 rooms share 1 corridor and 0 privacy. Where you can hear your neighbor's conversation, their alarm, their midnight arguments, and sometimes, if the night is very quiet, their thoughts. Here, nothing is small. Everything is a statement. Every action means something. Every missing item is a message from someone. Mama Rafiu stepped outside at 6 a.m. to go to the bathroom. Normal. Routine. Same thing she does every morning. Came back to her door. Bucket gone. She stood in front of her door for a full 30 seconds in silence. We know this because Ayabolu, who sleeps near the window and has optimized her entire sleeping arrangement for maximum compound visibility, was watching. Ayabolu has been in this compound for 11 years. She has seen everything. She doesn't investigate, she doesn't need to. She simply watches and the information comes to her naturally, like rain falls on whoever is standing outside. After 30 seconds, Mama Rafiu cleared her throat. Not the kind of throat clearing that is about phlegm. The kind that is a warning. An announcement. A formal notification to the compound that what is about to happen next is not her fault and she would like the record to reflect that. Who touched my bucket? Slowly. Quietly. No question mark. Just a statement arranged in the shape of a question. When a Lagos woman in a face me I face you asks a question that quietly, you do not answer. You do not move. You do not make eye contact with anyone because eye contact can be misinterpreted as confession. You simply wait, because the quiet voice is not the real voice. The quiet voice is just the opening ceremony. Nobody answered. Which was the wrong answer? I said, she paused, and in that pause, 3 people held their breath, who touched my bucket. And there it is. 4 doors opened immediately. Not because anyone had information. Doors opened purely on reflex because that voice activated something ancient and biological in everyone in the corridor. Some people weren't even fully awake. They open their doors on survival instinct alone, the way animals sense weather before it arrives. Mama turned from room 4, poked her head out first. She genuinely knew nothing about any bucket, but she poked her head out because in this compound, you must be present and visible or you will be tried and convicted in your absence. Better to show your face early and establish innocence through physical presence. Brother Kelvin from room 9 came out with his Bible already in his hand. Not because he needed it. He just sleeps with it close and grab it on the way out. He stands there now, Bible in hand, looking like a man prepared to testify. Oga Musa from the room at the end simply opened his door, assessed the situation, and closed it again. He has been in this compound for 20 years. He knows which battles require participation and which ones you simply observe through the crack in your door. He has done his calculation. He is not involved. And then there is Shade. Shade is the new girl. Moved in 6 weeks ago. Still learning. Still believes that if you mind your business in this compound, your business will mind you back. Sweet girl. Wrong belief. She made the catastrophic mistake that Tuesday morning of coming fully outside. With a bucket. Not a yellow bucket. A blue bucket. A completely different bucket. Her own personal bucket that she purchased herself, carried herself, and has used without incident every morning since she arrived. She was going to the bathroom. She had absolutely no idea. Mama Rafiu's eyes found that bucket the way a heat-seeking missile finds its target. Immediate. Automatic. No hesitation. A hen. So it is you. She'd stopped walking. She looked at the bucket in her hand. She looked at Mama Rafiu. She looked at the bucket again, as if double-checking that it had not somehow changed color overnight. Me. Auntie, this is my... Your what? Your bucket. Yes, my bucket. It is blue. It has always been. Come and be going. Come and be going with that your explanation. You think I cannot recognize my own property? I have had that bucket since before your mother knew your father. Auntie, with respect, my bucket is blue and your own is. Is what? Finish your sentence. My own is what? She'd opened her mouth. Then closed it. The sentence she had prepared was accurate and logical and completely correct. But she was doing a rapid calculation, 6 weeks in this compound, limited allies, no support structure, 6 a.m., still holding a bucket she just wanted to use for her bath. Was this the morning? Was this the hill? She closed her mouth. Smart girl. She is learning. By this time chairman had emerged. Every Face Me I Face You in Lagos has a chairman. It is not an elected position. It is not appointed. It simply crystallizes over time, like salt forming in water, until one day everyone accepts that this particular person is the chairman and that is how it is. Our chairman is Mr. Biodun. Room 7. Has been here 9 years. Takes the role with a seriousness that I genuinely respect even when it exhausts me. He came out in his white singlet and a wrapper tied around his waist, carrying the energy of a man who had been spiritually prepared for exactly this moment. His face had the expression of a senior official arriving at an emergency briefing. Concerned. Alert. Ready. What is the problem? What is the issue? Let us be civilized. Let us be calm. Nobody was going to be calm, but we appreciated the suggestion. Mama Rafiu explained her situation. With detail. With timeline. With hand gestures that covered a radius wide enough to involve people who weren't even in the compound yet. She'd opened her mouth to respond. Chairman raised one hand. One single hand. Flat palm facing Shade. The universal traffic warden gesture meaning stop, wait, your turn has not come. He continued listening to Mama Rafiu. Shade stared at the hand. The hand remained in the air. Now I need to pause here and tell you something about Shade. Shade is from Edo State. She is 24 years old. She has a degree in accounting. She is soft-spoken in normal circumstances and has, in 6 weeks, never raised her voice at anyone in this compound. But Shade has a line. And chairman's hand found it. Excuse me. Her voice came out different. Calm but different. The way weather changes before rain, no dramatic announcement, just a shift in the air that everybody feels. Excuse me, why are you raising your hand at me? Am I a vehicle? Am I a downfall that needs to be directed? I am talking to you as a fellow human being in this compound and you are doing traffic warden for me. Chairman lowered the hand. Slowly. I have not finished. I came outside this morning to go to the bathroom. Simple. Bathroom. I was not looking for anybody's bucket. I was not touching anybody's property. I have my own bucket that I bought with my own money and I am being accused and gestured at before 7 a.m. on a Tuesday. Complete silence in the corridor. Even Mama Rafiu was quiet. Not because she agreed, but because the speech was delivered with such clean precision that it required a moment to be absorbed. Brother Kelvin shifted his Bible from one hand to the other. Then Baba Okoro came out. Nobody sent for Baba Okoro. Nobody needs to send for Baba Okoro. He is 73 years old, partially deaf in one ear, and has not fully understood the context of any compound situation in the 3 years since his good ear started giving him trouble. But he comes out. He always comes out. Some frequency in the noise reaches him and he mobilizes, slowly, with his old slippers that make a specific sound on the corridor floor, fop fop fop, announcing his arrival before he rounds the corner. He emerged. Looked at the gathering. Counted heads with his eyes the way an elder does. Assessed the emotional temperature of the corridor. Who died? Dead silence. Nobody died, sir, Chairman said carefully. N. Speak up now. Nobody died, sir. Oh. Then what is happening? Why is everybody standing outside like this? It is a small misunderstanding, sir. About a bucket. Baba Okoro looked at the corridor. Looked at Mama Rafiu. Looked at Shade with her blue bucket. Looked at Chairman. Processed all of this information slowly and completely. Bucket. Yes, sir. All of this is about bucket. Yes, sir. He nodded, slowly, the way a man nods when life has confirmed something he already suspected. He found the wall and leaned against it. He was not leaving. He had come out now. He was part of this. Meanwhile, Ayabolu had been on the phone since the third sentence of the conflict. She was not shouting. She was not obvious about it. She had her phone pressed to her ear and her voice was low, technically private, but the corridor is narrow and acoustics do not respect intention. The new girl come out with bucket. Mama Rafiu say no her own. Chairman raise hand, the girl vex oh, she talk well, nobody die, Baba Okoro just enter, yes, he's leaning on the wall now. Ayabolu is not malicious. She does not wish anyone harm. She is simply a woman who has understood that information is a resource and sharing it generously is a form of community service. Mama turned looked at her. Ayabolu adjusted her wrapper and pretended to be examining something on the ceiling. Now things had just started to settle. Chairman was arranging his thoughts for a formal statement. She had said her piece and was simply waiting to be released to the bathroom. Baba Okoro was comfortable against the wall when Mama Rafiu's son arrived. Rafiu himself. 19 years old. Built like someone who plays football seriously, which he does. He came around the corner from outside wearing his football clothes, fresh from early morning practice, carrying in his left hand, swinging gently, completely without awareness. The yellow bucket. He had taken it the previous night to wash his boots outside. Left it by the tap. Forgot to return it. Went to sleep. Woke up. Went for practice. Was now returning, bucket in hand, hungry, thinking about breakfast and nothing else. He turned into the corridor and walked into the full assembly. 17 rooms worth of mourning. His mother standing at the head of it all. Chairman. Shade. Baba Okoro on the wall. Brother Kelvin and his Bible. Aya Bolu by the window, phone suspiciously close to her ear. He stopped. The yellow bucket swung once more and was still. The corridor was quiet in a way that corridors in this compound are almost never quiet. Rafiu looked at his mother. His mother looked at the bucket. The bucket existed between them, suddenly heavy with meaning. His eyes moved across the corridor, chairman, shade, Baba Okoro, doing the mathematics of the situation, adding up the variables, arriving at the answer slowly and with growing horror. Mommy. Rafiu. Just his name. Nothing else. But the way she said it contained a full paragraph. Last night I needed to, my boots were. Bring the bucket. Mommy, if you let me explain. I said bring me that bucket and go inside my room and wait for me. The tone had changed completely. The fire that had been directed outward at the compound had now found its true destination. And everybody in that corridor felt the shift. Rafiu walked to his mother, handed over the yellow bucket with the careful movement of someone diffusing something, and went inside without another word. Mama Rafiu held the bucket. She stood there for a moment. The corridor watched her. You could see it on her face, the recalibration happening in real time. The redirecting of everything. The acknowledgement, wordless and internal, of what had just occurred. She did not look at Shade. She did not look at Chairman. She adjusted her wrapper, tucked the yellow bucket under her arm, and walked into her room. The door closed. No apology. No acknowledgement. No moment of turning to Shade and saying, my sister, I am sorry, I accused you wrongly before 7 a.m., please forgive me, here is a token of my remorse. Nothing. The door simply closed and Mama Rafiu ceased to be a public figure. Shade stood in the corridor with her blue bucket. She looked at Chairman. Chairman cleared his throat. Okay. Matter resolved. Everybody should go about their day. And walked back into his room. She looked at Brother Kelvin. Brother Kelvin opened his Bible to a random page, studied it briefly, and went inside. She looked at Baba Okoro. Baba Okoro straightened up from the wall, nodded at her the way elders nod when they have witnessed something, and fopped back to his room. She looked at Aya Bolu. Aya Bolu was back on the phone. The son had the bucket the whole time, the mother just went inside, no apology, the new girl is still standing there. Shade looked at me. I looked at the ceiling. I told you from the beginning. I was not involved. She went to the bathroom. Came back. Went to her room. By 8:30 a.m. the corridor was normal. People passing. Greetings exchanged. Mama Rafiu came out and started a fire in the kitchen like she was cooking for a ceremony. The smell of her stew moved through the compound like an apology she would never say out loud. Shade passed the kitchen at some point. Mama Rafiu greeted her. Shade, how are you? Shade said, I'm fine, Ma. And that was it. That was the resolution. That was the closure, the reconciliation, the community healing process. How are you? I'm fine, Ma. 3 seconds. Case closed. Bucket located. Life continues. No HR. No formal apology. No mediation beyond chairman's 2-sentence statement. Just 2 people in a corridor choosing, silently and mutually, to let the morning go and keep living. By evening, Aya Bolu had told the full story to at least 4 people outside the compound. By the next morning it had spread to the next street. By Friday, someone who doesn't even live near us referenced it at the bus stop. Rafiu avoided the corridor for 2 days. His boots were very clean though. Shade bought a padlock for her bucket. I don't blame her. Chairman gave a short speech at the tap the following day about community property and personal responsibility. Nobody asked for the speech. He gave it anyway. That is what chairman do. Baba Okoro came outside during the speech, listened for a while, and asked afterward if anyone had died. We told him no. He nodded and went back inside. This is the Face Me I Face You. 17 rooms. 1 corridor. 1 yellow bucket that started a Tuesday morning war and was in the owner's son's hand the whole time. It sounds mad. It is mad. But there is something about this compound, this noisy, crowded, zero privacy, everybody in your business compound, that I cannot explain to someone who has never lived in one. At 2 a.m. when I had a fever last year and was too weak to speak, it was Mama Rafiu who knocked on my door with agbo and hot water. I didn't call her. The compound told her somehow. She came. When Shade's rent was short her second month and she was ashamed, it was chairman who quietly made up the difference and told her to pay back when she could. He didn't announce it. Nobody was supposed to know. Ayabolu told us. When Baba Okoro's daughter didn't come on his birthday, the whole corridor gathered outside his room that evening with rice and small chops and sang for him. He cried. We pretended not to see. This place will scatter your morning over a yellow bucket. And hold you together at midnight when everything falls apart. That is the Face Me I Face You. That is Lagos. That is home. Even when it is doing the absolute most.